You ever notice how some people wake up at 5 in the morning like it's nothing, while you're lying there negotiating with your alarm like it's a hostage situation? And then the worst part happens. You don't just feel tired, you feel guilty. Like there's something wrong with you because you can't join the early bird club. Here's what nobody tells you. It has almost nothing to do with willpower. And the gap between you and them is way smaller than you think. Because what looks like discipline is usually psychology. Let's start with what's actually happening when someone bounces out of bed before sunrise. It's not magic. And it's not because they're better than you. It's because they've tapped into something your brain is secretly starving for. Control. Think about it. The world is loud. The moment you wake up, you're already being pulled. Your phone is lit up. Someone needs something. There's an email, a message, a problem waiting in the doorway. But if you wake up before all of that, you get a head start. You win before the game even begins. And your brain loves that feeling. It's like finding a secret room in a house everyone else is sprinting through. That quiet space isn't just peaceful. It's yours. And in a life where so little feels like it belongs to you anymore, that hits deeper than people admit. Now here's the twist. None of that matters if your body isn't on board. Because your body has its own clock. It's called your circadian rhythm, and it's running in the background whether you pay attention to it or not. About an hour before you naturally wake up, your body starts ramping up wake-up chemistry, including cortisol. Not the panic kind, the start the engine kind. It's basically your internal system turning the lights on. But not everyone's system turns on at the same time. Some people's biology starts warming up at 5 a.m. They wake up and feel weirdly alert. Other people, their brain isn't fully online until 8, 9, sometimes later. So if you're trying to force yourself awake at 5 while your body is still in sleep mode, you're not being lazy. You're fighting your own wiring. It's like trying to run a marathon in shoes 2 sizes too small, and then blaming yourself for limping. So why do early risers keep doing it? Because somewhere along the way it stopped being a schedule and became an identity. They don't just wake up early. They're an early riser. And once something becomes part of who you are, your brain starts protecting it. It becomes a badge. A quiet signal to yourself. I'm disciplined. I'm ahead. I'm in control. And when that story takes root, waking up early isn't just an action anymore. It's proof. You're not just getting out of bed. You're confirming the person you believe you are. And that's why it looks effortless. Because at that point, they're not relying on motivation. They're maintaining a self-image. There's a simple way to describe the feeling they're chasing. Temporal agency. It's the sense that you're ahead of time instead of behind it. Most people wake up already feeling late. The day is happening to them. Notifications, obligations, a mental to-do list that starts screaming before you've even had water. But when you wake up early, you flip the relationship. You're not reacting, you're setting the tone. The day bends around you instead of the other way around. And psychologically, that's huge. It's the difference between steering your life and feeling like you're just holding on. But let's talk about the other side, because this is where people get it wrong. Not everyone waking up at 5 is doing it from a place of peace. Some people are running. They're not excited to start the day. They're terrified of what happens if they don't. Terrified of being lazy, of falling behind, of not being enough. So they set the alarm earlier and earlier, thinking if they sacrifice a little more sleep, a little more rest, they'll finally feel like they're winning. But that's not momentum. That's fear dressed up as productivity. And it always catches up with you, because your brain doesn't work on fumes. You can't outrun exhaustion with an earlier alarm. Eventually your body sends the bill. Brain fog, irritability, burnout, sloppy mistakes, emotional overreactions you don't even recognize as you. Waking up early without sleeping enough isn't discipline. It's slow-motion self-destruction with a motivational quote taped over it. So here's the real psychology behind all of this. Morning people aren't built different. They're not special. What they've done, whether they realize it or not, is align their routine with their natural rhythm, and then wrap meaning around it. They've created a ritual that says, my time is valuable, and I decide how my day starts. That's the power move, not the hour on the clock. the intentionality behind it. So the real question isn't, can you wake up at 5? It's this: are you choosing your morning? Or is your morning choosing you? Are you waking up because you want to? Or because you have to? Are you starting your day with purpose? Or just surviving the first few hours until the caffeine kicks in? And if you've been beating yourself up because you're not a morning person, stop. You're not broken. You might just be on a different rhythm, and that is completely okay. The goal isn't to become someone else. It's to figure out what works for your brain, your body, your life, and build around that. Maybe your best work happens at night. Maybe your brain doesn't fully turn on until 10, and that's when you're sharpest. That's not laziness. That's self-awareness. And honestly, that's rarer than any alarm clock flex. Quick self-check, this changes everything. Do you want to wake up earlier because you crave that quiet space? Or because you're trying to prove you deserve your life? Because if you're drawn to the calm before the world gets loud, then yeah, go for it. But do it for the right reasons. Not because someone online said, successful people wake up at 5. Not because you're trying to earn worth. Do it because you genuinely want that time for yourself. Because it feels good. Because it gives you a sense of control in a life that often feels out of control. And if that's you, start smaller than your ego wants. Don't jump from 8 to 5 overnight. Your brain will resist, your body will fight it, and you'll end up right back where you started, just more tired and more frustrated. Shift it by 15 minutes. Let that become normal. Then another 15. Let your body adjust. Build it slowly with kindness, not force. And here's the part people forget. The magic isn't in waking up. It's in what you do with the time. If you wake up at 5 and immediately scroll your phone for an hour, you didn't gain a morning, you just relocated your anxiety. But if you wake up at 8 and spend the first 30 minutes doing something that fills you up, reading, journaling, sitting in silence with your coffee, moving your body, then you already won. It's not about the clock. It's about clarity. Intention. That moment where you remind yourself, my life is mine, and I get to choose how I show up in it. So no, you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful, disciplined, or worthy. You need to wake up in a way that honors your energy, respects your rhythm, and sets you up to actually show up as your best self. Not someone else's version of success. Yours. And once you figure that out, the time on the clock gets a lot less important. What matters is that you're moving through your life with intention, not dragging yourself through it on autopilot. If this is the kind of thing that makes human behavior finally make sense, hit subscribe. We break down the psychology behind everyday life in ways that actually feel useful, not preachy. And if you want to keep going, there's another video right here that'll completely shift how you see your habits. You're going to want tea.